Peace, y'all. What's up? This is Seneca Scott, Gotham Oakland's host. It's been a lot of fun doing this show. This is our 20th episode. If you've been watching this whole time, or if you're new, this is your first time today, I really appreciate you rocking with me. Please hit the like, comment, subscribe, or whatever. Retweet, like, double tap if you're watching on X or YouTube or wherever you find this video. Do something to support it and send it around to your neighbors. We got a really, really exciting episode today. Yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of 9/9. You don't know about 9/9. Whew, you weren't paying attention last year to Oakland's politics. But 9/9 was a rally that we had, Neighbors Together Oakland, my nonprofit, had last year in support of safe and livable cities that ended up creating a firestorm politically. I mean, you thought that we were having a kill babies and kittens hate march or something like that. We wouldn't think that we were going to deep East Oakland, where we've been plagued by violence and neglect, to engage our neighbors to create a safe and livable city. So without further ado, 1 year later, Neighbors Together Oakland's 9/9 rally. So first, we need to start at the beginning of what created this entire campaign, from lawn signs and everything like that. You may have seen, I mean, it's hard to miss, but if you were around last year, and even today, many of these signs are still up 1 year later, lawn signs that say, "We believe in the power of neighbors to create a safe and livable city." I'm going to say that again. We believe in the power of neighbors to create a safe and livable city. That's it. That's it. Somehow these lawn signs were treated like they were, I don't know, saying that we support Hitler or some crazy. The wokes, the soggies lost their mind that anyone dared run a PSA campaign to support neighborhood agency and speaking up for ourselves, because apparently they were doing such a great job and everything's perfect and crime is down, et cetera, et cetera. But the reality was last year, we were in the middle of the first wave of Sheng Thao's public safety failure, when we saw from firing the police chief and everything that happened after that. We had babies being shot in Trestle Glen. You heard that right. You had babies being shot in Trestle Glen. On the top of like all types of home invasion. It was a public safety meeting, like the one that we talked about with Dan Cobb, and Nikki Bass was just getting like, people were going in on Nikki Bass, okay? But there was no action. So you know what Neighbors Together does. We don't commiserate, we take action. And so we took the neighbors that we had already been organizing, who came out from the Trestle Glen neighborhood to Dan Cobb public safety meeting, and we went there with our lawn signs. The day after we heard about the shooting, we went there with our lawn signs. Hold on, so 1 year later, and I took a phone call. Sorry about that. So 1 year later, we're going to go through, where's Oakland at now? Recalling the mayor. But you want to know where this recall effort really started? It was organizing for 9/9. Okay, let me move my 9 so you can see it. All right, 9/9, Rally for Solidarity and Solutions. This was the start of the neighborhood revolt that led to multiple recalls and actual qualified candidates who can make change and reform Oakland being on the ballot in November. So let's go back 1 year ago, or approximately or so, beginning of last year's summer, to what was going on in Trestle Glen. Yes. All right, here we go.
Oh, can you imagine just a nanny walking this baby? Today in the Base, Bob Riddell joins us live this morning. Bob, have police made any arrests in this case?
No, not that we're aware of. Good morning to you, Marcus and Laura. This happened yesterday morning, just before 11 a.m. This was in the Trestle Glen neighborhood. It's an upscale part of Oakland. A nanny was pushing a toddler in a stroller down a sidewalk when the nanny was assaulted by a man who jumped out of the passenger side of a car. In an interview with the Mercury News, the nanny says the man put something to her head, said, "Don't move." She screamed as he started pulling on her bag. He fired a shot into the ground and then left without her purse. Shrapnel from that gunshot hit the 15-month-old baby who was in the stroller, who, according to police, is recovering in the hospital, thankfully with just minor injuries. The nanny was not hurt. We did speak with a man who witnessed the attack.
They didn't even get her purse.
They didn't.
And she was a courageous lady, and she's trying to guard a
Damn, she
15-month-old
lost her
baby.
purse.
It makes me
Okay.
want more police, of course, and it makes me afraid. Being an older citizen.
It's usually it's a nice neighborhood, but you have to be aware of your surrounding.
It is a nice neighborhood. If you've ever been to Trestle Glen, it may be the most beautiful neighborhood in Oakland, one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in California. I also heard Trestle Glen used to be a black neighborhood. That's pretty cool. There's still a few black people here and there, but I heard it was an all-black neighborhood back in the 60s or 70s or something like that. But why are they in Trestle Glen? Well, because we've got trouble in Trestle Glen. We got trouble in a lot of good neighborhoods because the low-hanging fruit is gone. And when the low-hanging fruit is no longer there for criminals who are looking for crimes of opportunity, they've got to climb up the tree. So anytime you're climbing up the tree, it comes with some risk. You got to take risks. You got to go to Trestle Glen. You got to go to places that traditionally have more police and do things like knock nannies upside the head, pistol whip them, and put shots in the ground and get bullet fragments into babies and strollers and what have you. So we organize. And then I had an idea of how to organize and build power around Oakland's public safety crisis and finally unite the hills and the flats who, for the first time, are both facing some of these issues around public safety, born from the luxury politics largely voted on by people in the hills. Now, what I'm about to show you today usually is only seen by people who I'm asking for either volunteer or for some money. So we have to fund this organizing plan called Solidarity Summer. This was the culmination of our organizing plan. And for the very first time, I'm going to share with you exactly what we were doing. So let me add to the stage Solidarity Summer 2023, creating a safe and livable city. And then you'll see exactly how we organized our neighbors and took back Oakland's politics, leading to the recall of Thile and Pam Price and a bunch of change agents finally running for office. You better vote. You better vote. If you don't vote, it's your fault. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for. I would rather you not vote for any of the soggies who are ruining Oakland. But please vote. Pay attention. Vote with your heart and your mind. Okay, let's go through slide number 1, introduction, power of neighbors, the 2% plan, Solidarity Summer, sponsorship opportunities, and budget. All right, introduction. Oakland's public safety and economic stability are collapsing. This is 1 year ago, remember this, due to the unchecked influence of the Progressive Alliance. This alliance, comprised of mostly external special interest groups led by public sector labor unions like SEIU 1021 and influential activist nonprofits like ACE, eBase, and Anti-Police Terror Project, hold significant power. Well, ATPC doesn't have any power anymore, but ACE and eBase absolutely do. Currently, the mayor, city attorney, and 6 out of 8 city council members are backed and controlled by this Progressive Alliance. Who are these 6 out of 8 council members? Dan Kalb, Nikki Bass, Rebecca Kaplan. We have Carol Fife. We have, who else we got? Bass, Kaplan, Fife. I got all the puppets. You know what? This is the perfect time to show. I'm not going to pull out the puppets. I will pull out the puppets soon. But Bass, Kaplan, Cal, Fife, and Jenkins And we got one more in there. The only two who are not completely controlled are Treva Reed and Noel Gallo. Although I have to say that neither is Janani. That's why I'm stuck on 5. When I wrote this, it appeared that maybe Janani was one of those, but she's not. Janani has been an independent thinker, and she has done a really good job so far in her first 2 years as a city council person. Thank you, council member Ranachandran, for your hard work and sacrifice and bravery and courage. And we wish you best of luck on your marriage and new baby. Okay, moving on. The last election cycle, this alliance achieved a clean sweep, narrowly winning mayor, they cheated, and facing little opposition in districts 2, 4, and 6. This year, districts 1, 3, 5, 7 at large and city attorney will be up for election. Notice I was talking about the crucial city attorney role way back last year when no one else was talking about it. I was talking about it because I know what's going on in these streets. So somebody's got to do it. These elections will have a greater impact than those in 2022. They will determine the balance of power in the city's legislature. Our Solidarity Summer Plan, you can't see the bottom part, but it aims to engage Oakland residents to secure victories for local candidates in the critical 2024 election. So we're base building, so to speak. All right, moving on. The power of neighbors. In politics, the loudest, most informed, and most persistent voices in the room get the most results. Until recently, the mobilization of voters has been dominated by the Progressive Alliance. Let's go back and look at that Progressive Alliance. You see that? You got eBase, Unite HCRE, Build Affordable Housing, SCIU, ACE, the OEA, all the unions and nonprofits getting money, Oakland Rising. These are the people. When you see those people who are around Mayor Thao acting like she's doing a good job, they work for one of these organizations 90 to 95% of the time. They work for one of these organizations and they need to continue to grip to get their money. Okay, moving on. Okay, there's change in Oakland. We started organizing. And the small property owner uprising that ended the eviction moratorium. So many of you do not know the genesis of this neighbor uprising. It's owed to the uniting of multiple housing providers, organizing and educating to end this eviction moratorium. And it was initiated by the organizing leadership that Seneca, yours truly, NTO's founder, brought to organizations to tap into their existing capacity. Then we presented this plan to bring Oakland's neighbors together around our lawn signs and our PSA campaign, ending in a rally. Okay, the 2% plan, what is it? Studies have shown but small but organized and vocal visible base comprising of only 2% of a group, a votership or constituency can bring about fundamental change in the election process. This concept, known as the 2% rule, suggests that a dedicated minority can significantly influence political outcomes and shape policy decisions. So what we aim to do is organize just 2% of Oakland's 250,000 registered voters. Then our goal was to be able to mobilize 5 to 10% of these voters, 250 to 500 people, anytime we wanted for a rally, no matter what anyone said. So let me recap that. We get 2% of people. What does it mean to have them? It means that they've joined Neighbors Together Oakland as members, so we will have at least 5,000 members, and that they're opening our emails. We had a 75% open rate on the back end of our emails that we sent people, and when we achieved that, we knew that we were doing a good job of winning people over. Okay, so we did a good job. We did a great job. Then we have Solidarity Summer. It's more of what I just talked about. And then we had the sponsorship opportunities of how much money you could give us. And then we had a quick budget here of how much it would cost, which we didn't get the whole budget. I think we raised about 50 grand. And we were able to actually achieve most of our goals, even though we came in under budget. The culmination, the proof of concept of Solidarity Summer was this rally. And we didn't know it at the time, but we absolutely were going to be having to go against some crazy stuff. Okay, the moment we announced the rally, and we had posters all over the city in English, we had them in Spanish, we had them in Chinese, we had them in Vietnamese, we had languages, all those flyers in different languages, and we were going all around the neighborhoods. I'll put some pictures in B-roll. Going around the neighborhoods organizing. And people freaked the heck out. The opposition, that is, the few soggies, as we call them, who knew that the end was near once someone started to organize. And they had a series of hate Seneca meetings. I'm going to share with you, we had a spy in these meetings. We had a spy. This is so funny. And so I got to share with you these readers, guys. This is the highlight to me. I've been waiting for a whole year to share these because they're just so fucking hilarious. They are hilarious. Like, these are whining little like, it's just, you know what? Let me share it. Okay, this is the first one. Okay. Here is the first one. I'm not going to play the whole hour and 15 minutes, but just to get a sense of these weirdos and what they're saying. Look at the intro. You better put your pronouns first in that intro. They need to know. What's going on here?
You know, whatever
The fight.
Whatever you're gonna need.
Right. What right? What right? Look at
before we settle in for the next
look at
2
all
hours.
of them. White
We'll
women.
have a breakout
Look at
conversation.
them. White woman, white woman, white woman, white woman. Nothing against white women, but like, come on, what is up with the awfuls? Awfuls, affluent white, progressive women, whatever it called. If you know what awful stands for, put it in the comments.
Thanks, folks, for coming to this training. We're going to get started in just a minute. This is about fighting fascism. So no hate speech, harassment, or abuse will be tolerated in this space. We're here to do a thing. So out of respect for everyone who came here tonight for that common purpose, if you came here to disrupt that purpose, we're going to remove you from the meeting. That's how that will go. Due to how many people are joining us for this meeting, which is great, we're going to mainly engage in the chat so that we're not clamoring weird. Okay, we're ready to get started. So before we dive in, we want to hear from Community Ready Corps founder Turha Ak, who's weird. Okay.
Tonight. I'm excited to see everybody here. I'm excited to see everybody chiming in. I'm excited.
Look at this picture right here. Where is care for community? I don't see any care for community walking around West Oakland right now. What happened to you guys? What happened? Why was Carol Fife getting her own signatures 24 hours before the deadline to file, which she probably barely made it? Tanya Love didn't make it. Where was care for community to help Tanya Love make the ballot? It seems that after all of these meetings and talks, they disappeared. They fell. We beat them. Anyway, let's hear Turha give a little introduction, and I'm gonna get to the funny part.
Excited to see the Zoom room filling up. I grew up in environments that were very problematic. So we had I grew up in spaces that had a lot of problems. But I also grew up in a household with organizers. My mom was a union organizer. My father was a hood organizer, right? And when I say hood organizer, my father believed in organizing our community based on your actions. And so that was an ethic and a mantra that I said to myself and began to say to myself growing up in those and meant to protect the sovereignty, perpetuate the sovereignty of primarily white men, but white people. right? And so that's what America is. America was meant for the benefit of white people. So America, from its inception, is a
Is he
white
talking to a
nationalist.
bunch of white people about?
They're panicked. And so that motivates them. But again, it's because we're winning, but we have to remember we haven't won.
Winning.
We're winning, but we haven't won.
Winning? I think they lost. I don't want to subject you to all of this. It's a lot. If you want the video, I'll send it to you. But look, they're talking about Chris Rufo, Kel Fife. Oh yeah, they're talking about me. Look, Kel Fife is bragging about beating up Vincent the day after her husband beat up Vincent, who is on trial for right now, criminal trial. She said, aggression and harassment masquerading as free speech is a justification for violence. Wow. Somebody said the First Amendment is a vital thing for politicians. Yours truly says, wait until they feel the second. Nothing's more important than the freedom of speech. This is why you've seen the city of Oakland repeatedly violate my First Amendment. They cannot stand the fact that I speak my mind. They cannot stand the fact that my words have influence and power over the discourse. They can't stand the fact that when they bully people, someone's here to bully them back. They are massive cry bullies. Whew. And I love making them upset. But yes, in case you want to rewind that, let me say it again. If you try to take away my freedom of speech, which is essentially my freedom, because the only way you can take away my freedom of speech is to physically try to touch me. You can't stop me from talking unless you physically try to touch me. And in that case, there may be blood. Anyway, back to the funny stuff. You go run tell that. Go run tell that, Sarkis. I know you're going to copy that and go. I know you're watching the show. You never say anything about it. All the criticism you see of me, nobody wants to talk about this show, but I bet you they talk about that statement. I bet you that one gets some play. Okay, moving on. I want to show you the best part of the video. Sorry, I shared the boring part, but there is a fun part of this video. And it's hilarious, and it's going to lead us to the rally, the big showdown, the rally. Okay, let's share it. They're right here.
There is a town hall coming up very soon. It's on Saturday, September 9th at Genesis Worship Center in East Oakland. And if you sign up, we will send you the address. And if you're wondering, like, what do I do at the town hall? How do I show up? What do I say or not say? We will tell you. We will share with you CRC's asks. This is in East Oakland, and we gotta be there. CRC organizes really deeply in East Oakland, and so they're working with K-No Violence Interrupters to have a really, really strong contingent of systems impacted East Oakland residents to come and speak to the need for progressive reforms like the ones that DA Price is implementing. And they need us to have their backs, especially because Neighbors Together Oakland is also mobilizing to this event and trying to do a bunch of media around it. So I want to challenge us to turn out more people to this event than Seneca Scott turns out to this event. What do you think? I feel embarrassed when that dude turns out more people than us. I think that needs to end now with this event. Let's turn out lots and lots of people. So,
yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here.